Oh, shoot. What? Damn it. Whoops.
And what is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
Welcome to MME Live. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, notification bell for everything great happening in entertainment. We got a great show tonight. I am extremely happy about James Gunn's comments. I give a little bit of a slight jab to my good pal Krazy Joe and Perp that I want to talk to soon. I would love to be on Perp's channel maybe sometime soon this weekend. Well, I have some time before my too many games. I hope to see Krazy Joe next week. But I really think James Gunn is changing the game. And even critics of him, you have to appreciate this level of transparency from a film executive. And I want to say to all my viewers in the chat and all my co-panelists in Movie Talk that think I've jumped the shark, I think James Gunn is actually being extremely critical of the industry itself. And I think it's extremely healthy because you cannot say James Gunn doesn't want movies to survive. He doesn't. Right, RJ? That's fair to say. Even though he's critical of things, he loves movies. I do too. I'm Max Movies. I love movies. I want Movie Talk to go and be more constructive criticism, not just the woke BS and it's failed because of this. But there are definitive issues that James Gunn is telling you. And one of the things that we fight about all the time in Movie Talk is this project fell through. And this slate, was it announced or was it officially announced? Was it announced through the trades? Was it a rumor? And guess what? Rumors are good too. It's how you can't change. This is what I even tell my mother this when she's venting about anything. I'm not going to tell you exactly what she's venting about, but I'm a shoulder for lots of people to vent on. And I'm that for my mother. And I says, you can't change people, but you could change how you react to things. So you can't change that there's going to be rumors. You can't change the industry. You can't change trolls online. And I love the way James Gunn handled the talk about plans to spoil Superman too. He's like, they're insignificant. You can change how you react to them. Okay. But I think he's started a very healthy conversation that I invited Joe, but he's busy. He just saw a movie. So hopefully I could talk about this, Joe, on Friday night on the mic drop with Voltaire. But I urge you viewers that have been very critical of me. This is what I've been wanting to happen, is to really talk about the issues of the movie industry. And part of what James Gunn says is what I can't stand is there's no follow through. There's not a lot of transparency from film executives. And I think it's completely fair to compare James Gunn to Kathy because it's obvious that stuff has fallen through at Lucasfilm. Now, all of the people can argue back and forth. Was it officially announced or not? Right? We can have those arguments all day long. But what the difference you're getting from James Gunn is, and I said right at the start, not everything from the slate's going to get made. But he said it didn't develop like we were supposed to. And the writing stage, it did not go through. It didn't move forward. And I also think he's setting the stage for that to explain what's happening with Batman the Brave and the Bold when he does his own movie. But that's a level of transparency. That's just my speculation. I also think he's setting the stage to say, we were developing it with Andy. He had some great ideas. Ultimately, it didn't work out. in the writing stage and it didn't get past the, that's just pure speculation on my part. Okay. Isaac, I'm saying she is basically dishonest when she says everything's still in development, whereas James Gunn has a level of transparency where he says that didn't work in the writing stage. It didn't go, so, and that there might be more projects like that from his slate, just preparing everybody. And I love what you're getting from him. What's your initial thoughts there before we get to the Switch stuff, RJ? That I know I said a lot right at the start, but I'm very happy with this type of talk. I love this type of movie talk. Love this type of movie talk. Okay, go ahead, RJ. What did you think of my initial comments on this stream? What was your That's my interpretation. Maybe you think I'm.
Well, I don't know if the problem that Star Wars has is because they're not finishing scripts before they start.
That's one of them. The reason I feel that the sequel trilogy, besides them not doing George Lucas's treatment for the sequel trilogy, my biggest complaint is that Disney is, once they paid that money, they were not going to change the release date. They could have let that trilogy breathe more and connected the trilogy to each other more, but they wanted it released every 2 years. They should have given one director the time to flesh out the whole trilogy over 10 years. George Lucas did that. That's one thing he did right. Maybe because he had to. It's possible because he had to. But
I guess, yeah. Looking from the perspective, they kind of
beyond the MCU
did go with the fully realized plan.
We know that part of beyond the MCU, just like what happened with some of those original Star Wars movies like Solo and Rogue One, they start and then they try to fix them later. Just like Justice League. That was how the industry was going years ago, is you don't change release dates because there's bonuses on the line. We know that from Justice League. They wanted it released that year when I'm not bringing up Zach to bring up all the baggage. I'm just saying when Zach was taken off, they did not want to change the release date, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, because of the bonuses and everything.
Yeah, yes. So they will not change release dates for various reasons. But apparently James Gunn will. If it's not ready and it's not ready to greenlight, he will put it on the back burner. And then a film executive to actually tell you that is significantly something new. Even Feige, look, you don't want some of these projects that James Gunn to announce to be a joke like Blade, We find out Blades through the trades. The official announcement from Feige was at the Comic-Con 5 years ago.
That's crazy. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, so you don't want James Gunn's projects to be jokes like the Blade production, right?
Well, I don't think any studio wants it to turn into
right. So I think that's even a failure on Feige's part, how he's handled Blade. It's just a joke. What do you think, Anthony? It's a joke.
Not really. I mean,
what do you mean? What do you mean, Blade?
I mean, that was Mashala came to pitch. He pitched it to Feige, and he announced it that day. It's that simple. Ever since,
but how they handled, they should.
Mashala don't like the direction, and he's just gonna keep trying. Even Feige said last year when Deadpool came out.
This is not only on Mahershala. This also lands at the lead of
Yes,
Feige.
I say both at the same part. Yeah. But at the same time, Feige said, "Listen, I'm not gonna put out Blade until it's right." That's it. He said it last year. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna give you updates on Blade until we get the script right, and that's it. So but that's the only bad stuff that he announced so far. But other than that, that's it. Okay. No, Blade has not been cast with dumbass Donovan. Stop doing
don't be doing Anthony. You're a panelist, and I love you, bro. But don't, even if someone is being a dumbass, don't call him a dumbass, please. Okay. If you're on the panel, please. I know people are very opinionated in the chat. It's not great to shout down at the comments section calling people dumbass, please. But I love you. I love you.
My bad.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Axel. So we're going to get to that at the start, though. I am doing something on my channel. I was going to call them MME deals, but I maybe should call them deals to the max. I am working on becoming an affiliate with this site, too, because I just found out that it might be easy. And hashtag RJ was wrong, for one thing.
About what?
I can really listen. I got the deals for Nintendo Switch 2. I snagged Kirby for $62, $61.99. I have it pre-ordered. No
It's
tariffs.
$20 for tax.
No.
What about the shipping?
I even got a discount code. That there was shipping, and I have a discount code that I'm going to share with everyone. So this is actually, you could get a physical edition cheaper than a Switch digital edition if you follow my lead on playasia.com. Now I'm signed out now.
Special caveat though. These
It's
are
from a different...
These are the Japanese region.
Yes.
Copies. Yes.
And it plays, guess what? Switch 1's region free, Switch 2's region free.
Are you sure Switch 2 is region free?
I already put some other regions.
I'm pretty sure it is. There's no way that the Switch.
Because I thought in Japan they're making two models, one that was region locked and one that wasn't region locked.
Oh, let me see.
Now, that's a good. The system is cheaper in Japan, and the system is region locked. But
it's only the Japanese system that's region locked.
Yes, but the games are not. But you can. That's why you're still getting. That's why the Japanese version
on Google say the Switch 2 is not originally region locked. So
and I have a video, Bell Reeve.
Meaning you could play any game from any region on a console. So pretty much you could play whatever.
Hey, by the way, Bell Reeve, I'm going to contact you on Discord in July, maybe like one of the Saturdays in July if you're available for an interview. I also have a video on how to get your Switch 2 cheaper than $450. But I'm not going to tell you how yet. Cheaper than retail price. Okay. Interesting stuff. Well, I'm working on lots of stuff. This is how I manage on a budget, being a gamer and collector. Connor Dorian, Charlie Manx, $5. Well, Max, you were wrong about James Gunn writing and directing Batman the Brave and the Bold. How am I wrong? Is it in the article? If I'm wrong, I'll take the L. I didn't say he was writing Batman the Brave and the Bold. I said he was probably. I said he was writing Superman's sequel that's probably going to have Batman in it. Blade's voice was at the end of Eternals? I didn't realize. Okay. But yes. Okay, so let me show you this. We're gonna look up games that RJ paid way too much for. Zelda Switch 2. And I put 1 by accident. My stinking wireless keyboard sucks. I might go back to wired because Switch 2. Okay, let me go down here. What game were you thinking about getting physically for the Switch 2, RJ?
They have a $3,000 Apple gift.
It's probably Yakuza 0 or Bravely Default.
Okay. Now, it's out of print. Let me see. 87, not subject to tariffs. Japan, $61.99.
That is cheap, I ain't gonna lie.
$61.99.
That is cheap. That is a good price, actually. Wow.
And if you use code, I'm not an affiliate yet, but I will be soon. If you use code Ask Rhea, I don't know if she ordered anything. I ordered it. Save 2025. That's save 2025 for the month of June. You could save even more.
But does the Japanese copy have English?
Yes.
Voice acting and subtitles?
Yes. Let me see. Product languages. Usually it says voice too, but it says subtitles, Japanese, English, French. Usually it says I'll have to double check that because I didn't actually buy this one. I bought the Kirby. And I have bought them before like this, and I've had no issues with. I got Mario Wonder for the Switch 1, Japanese version for like $30, and I got Mario Party Jamboree for $40, and they both work fine. I didn't even have to change. I didn't even have to change the language when I put in my Switch 1.
How much is the Japan Switch?
The Japan Switch, you can't. That is region locked. because they made it cheaper in Japan. That's probably why these are cheaper, is because this is.
So wait. So how
Japan.
much is the Japan version of the Switch 2?
It's like $399 or $350
on the website. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. I haven't ordered anything yet. I did get Fantasy Life Switch 1 Physical Edition, which had Switch 2 DLC upgrade. Okay. So what other game were you looking at, RJ, that we could look up here? Switch 2 Vision.
Yakuza 0.
I don't know if that's going to be much cheaper because that's already under $80, right?
It's no, I think it's 70.
Games should not be this expensive.
It should be.
I think they should. Axel, I completely disagree. As long as I think it variable pricing, just like movies. I don't think every movie should be full price. I think not every game should be $80, but as long as the game and the movie justify it, premium pricing, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with capitalism if you get a premium experience, and then they're worth it. I can't find Yakuza. Am I spelling it right?
I can't see. It's so tiny.
I'll just bring up Kirby.
It's YAKUS or ZA.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So Japan is the cheaper one. It's multi-language. Director's cut. It is a little bit. It says game key card. It does say it works on all systems worldwide. That this site is very good with that too. I may have to double check the Zelda is the only one I didn't see that said all language. It said subtitles, which I may have just not done the description right. But $42.99, is that enough for a discount? If you get something else with it, it might be. But RJ might be like, I'm only getting the English slip. That's the only difference, really. In the description on the back is in English. Is it worth that $8 extra?
It depends on how big of a collector you are.
It also depends if you want to resell them or not, because I would assume you'd have a harder issue reselling to GameStop and other. Red Dead's not officially announced yet.
Oh,
Red Dead.
What about GTA 4?
It hasn't been officially announced yet.
Quit that, Anthony. You're ruining my clip out.
What do you mean GTA 4? That's like
it's rumored that GTA 4 is gonna get a remaster.
Are you getting a Switch 2, Axel? I know you're a high roll. No,
he's a PlayStation guy.
Too much for me.
Good.
All right, let's see. And then this is the one.
Is that Kirby?
Yeah, this is not out. So this is the Europe. I got the Japan version, $61.99. I got this.
It's not out yet?
No, I got it pre-ordered. I used my discount code.
How you know it's not fake?
Because Play Asia is a legit website. I've heard of them before.
Yeah, and I'm working on becoming an affiliate.
Because Play Asia is all about like selling imported games from other countries.
Yeah.
So you pay $50.
Yeah. So let me get that discount code for everyone again on this clip out. This is I hope it's for the whole month of June.
That's nice.
June. Save 2025. Save 2025. Save 2025. So I pre-ordered 2 other games when I ordered this.
When does it get in your city? When does
it says the beginning of September. It might take a little bit long. It might not get on a release date, but
oh my god, a month and a half? Holy
no, it comes out because my other games come out in August too. And the total shipping was $9. And once I put Save 2025 in there, it took $7.50 off. So I only paid $1.50 shipping.
That's not bad. Wow.
Yeah. Video game madness. Okay, that's all. I thought people would be shocked by the savings that these are savings to the max.
I mean, yeah,
I'm providing a savings to everybody here. And I'm gonna tell you how to get a Switch 2 for cheaper than $450 later this week.
Yeah, if you buy for any Switch game, I mean, it's for like below 50.
So subscribe and stay tuned for that hot video that I'll be putting out. Okay, that's all for that. We're actually dropping viewers that we're not talking about James Gunn. Video game madness. I know. Okay, so we'll get back to movie. We'll get back to DC. Come on, viewers, come back. Viewers, come back, please. And then please.
I'm pretty hyped for Superman. I'm not gonna lie.
You are.
Yeah.
Is that Trigun that's on your image there?
No, this is Alucard.
From Dante?
No, from Helsing.
Helsing. But Cal, I want to beat you at Mario Kart. Cal, I think you should get a Switch too. Maybe when you watch my video, you might do what I say and get it for really cheap. Okay. All right, let's get back to James Gunn and his recent comments. Let me bring that up here.
More recent comments. All those trash comments.
Why is it trash? It's great comments. He's being constructive criticism, although he is throwing slight shade at other movie developers, honestly.
To be fair, like,
but he still likes Feige.
Some right, some depend. I mean, every masterpiece movie has every movie in history has never finished a script.
Hey, Blue Jay, can we please have a box of this game for Saturday? And if you're available to pop in, we would love to get your opinion on this.
No, that's funny.
No, I don't. I don't believe it. Prove it, Cal.
Christ. That would be crazy if he did B Max.
He can't do it. He can't do it. All right. James Gunn says the movie industry is dying because films are made without finished scripts, and Marvel got killed by output increase. That wasn't fair. I think this is a very revealing part of the, that he's really discussing the industry. And I like that he shared something about since he started. He's had some, movie development. We have to be honest with everybody. If we stop all these games about what's officially announced, what's not officially, it's like arguments. Like, okay, we could disagree on what was officially announced. I like rumors because I think it's very fascinating about projects that almost happen, that do happen, director's cuts. I love that part of the industry. It's very interesting. And I've told Perp before, it's like lightning in a bottle when everything works together and you get an amazing movie. It's very hard to make a movie, Yeah. But this level of transparency about even his own projects that he already announced at the slate is so refreshing. Not everything from the slate's going to get there. Not everything from the slate's going to get there.
He did say that the one movie that was ready to go and was going to start production,
it might be Clay that he's talking about.
Clayface start production in September.
Yeah. But I think it might have
asked someone for Clayface.
Yeah,
it might be 3.5 hours ago. Like Donovan saying. And it could even reach as far as Batman the Brave and the Bold, because we haven't really heard an update.
No, he said it was ready to go in production, which the only movie that was ready to go in production was Sergeant Rock with I forgot.
Well, the director got busy too, I think, right?
Yeah, busy. I believe into it. It's hard. I mean, I don't know. I believe until I see that movie. I believe until I see it.
So this is not just Marvel. This is and honestly,
no, the finish.
I will do Mailbag.
The finish without scripting been going on for the last 80 years. It's not something that Marvel just happened. It's been going on since back in the 70s. Every masterpiece movie you could think of has never finished a script.
Well, to be fair, I want to get RJ and Axel on this too, along with you, Anthony. This is not just isolated to our Marvel. This is not just comic book movies. This is this type of developing projects increased in the beginning of the streaming boom, and it started Kathy with Star Wars and DC Warner Brothers would not change the release date. If they did not like what Zach was doing, they should have delayed him from making Justice League. Honestly,
I believe that Justice League movie should have been.
Wow, who's this beautiful man that just popped in here?
Wow, I hate bad views.
Oh wow,
God.
That's a sexy face.
I truly believe that Justice League movie should have moved.
No, but this is the industry standard. What was happening with Kathy and was it Hamada who was before Hamada?
Kevin Sushihara, the bum.
Kevin Sushihara.
Yeah, bum.
But this is what they were doing: is don't change the release date. We'll fix it. And it didn't work. And then the other thing that happened is beginning of streaming, where all these studios went in on all their streaming, basically at the executives' orders, give us as much content as we can, and we'll see what sticks. And I think that broke a lot of consumer confidence. You know how many projects they started when HBO Max and Disney Plus just were new, they threw all kinds of money because that was the Netflix has been losing money for years. It's just they're the biggest and they're the first. They wouldn't be where they are, but it's not sustainable. You know, then these problems have broken the consumer confidence, in my opinion, and this is why James Gunn's saying what he's saying. And that's my take from it. RJ or Blue Jay, what do you think about that? What the higher ups executives were doing, talking about even before Zach was let go, if they had a problem with the way it was going, they should have probably delayed Justice League. They should have, you know, in all these streaming things, they just throw all this money, all these projects, and it's broken confidence.
The reason why they didn't delay
Anthony, I did ask Blue Jay first, though, because he just popped in. Okay, so we'll get to you.
Know it was me?
Because I know you love that look so much.
Never mind. I'm gonna put this back right now. So,
no, but do you see how I'm interpreting it? I think that's a lot, really how we got where we are. The consumer confidence was broken, in my opinion, by these decisions that ultimately could be like stuff wasn't ready. They were literally throwing shit against the wall. That part of
no, you're right.
See what sticks, throwing money at it. You know.
Well, you're right. The company kept changing hands.
Before it kept changing hands, it was at the start. But let's not change release dates. Let's pump as much stuff as we can. We'll fix it later. You know how many projects they start before they, that aren't really ready to go, like what James Gunn's doing? We have to have a finished script before we go further.
Well, I do agree that like James Gunn wants to have a first a good script first, right? I think
he said finished. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone in the chat, RJ, Anthony, Axel. I think he said finished. That's not industry standard either. Finished. Yeah.
Yeah. I think from what I've seen of his quotes, I do like the transparency though.
Yeah.
I do like that I like about James Gunn that he's very transparent. I think he's a little too active on social. I think he's a little too active on social media sometimes, but but I appreciate just him as a DC head. At least he wants to make sure what the updates are and stuff. But my only concern is about the quotes is that I think he said something about movies are dying. Movies are like he's half wrong, half right. And that's from mainly because, okay, yeah, sure. Like when you look at Marvel, they don't really make they shoot their movies while their script is being done. Well, Gunn is more like script first, like a good complete script first, but I don't think that's like the main reason. I feel like movies are dying mainly because tickets are always so fucking expensive and the movie theaters are so crazy.
I want variable pricing to also
or they're not marketed properly.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's how I see it. But I do want to say the whole Batman thing. They need to just make up their mind with this whole Batman thing. I know Reeves takes his time and stuff.
That's why James, regardless of what happens with the Batman 2, great topic, RJ, Blue Jay. I mixed you and RJ up, Blue Jay.
Wow.
Blue Jay, not RJ. I'm sorry to both.
That's racist.
No, it's not.
It's
weird. It's not ist.
Oh my God, Anthony.
No, regardless of what happens to the Batman and Matt Reeves, it doesn't seem like they're going to have Pattinson in James Gunn's version. That's why James Gunn shouldn't wait for the Batman.
I mean, if you want my honest opinion, it doesn't necessarily matter because Gunn doesn't want a campy, doesn't want a goofy, campy Batman. That's what he says on that quote there. Mm-hmm. So he's not interested in that kind of Batman. So, I mean, as much as I like Pattinson's Batman, I don't care if he merges with them or not. Just put Batman in. Just put Batman in because Batman is your moneymaker. He is obviously bigger character, arguably, than most DC characters. Everybody wears Batman stuff. I wear a lot of Batman stuff. I watch a lot of Batman stuff more than a bunch of Superman stuff. Mm-hmm. So you gotta put Batman there sooner rather than later.
That's why I don't think you should wait. And I want to get to the rest. I want to get to Anthony now, and then we'll get Anthony, Axel, and then RJ. Anthony, what do you think about what Blue Jay just said about the Batman? Should they do something? I think this just proves that they shouldn't wait. James Gunn shouldn't wait to see what happens with Matt Reeves. The Batman just put it out to the side and just do his own thing.
I think with Matt is a situation that people know what's going on in his personal life. I mean, people can say it.
Yeah.
But something going on with him.
Regardless of that.
He could take a long time, whatever he wants. But yeah, I think James Gunn should move forward with his Batman.
What he's playing. We're not concerned about Reeves.
Yeah, like we're not concerned. We're gonna let him do whatever he wants. We're just gonna focus on a Batman movie, and that's it. I mean, it would be helpful if we get a glimpse of the DCU Batman in the Clayface movie, because he's gonna be like, oh, why the hell is Clayface doing all this crazy stuff without Batman? There's no way he's gonna go in Gotham and attack everybody.
Yeah, we don't want another Penguin situation.
Yeah, another Penguin situation where the hell everybody on Twitter was like, where the hell is Batman? There's no way. He just blew up a city. He blew up a block.
He's just at home watching.
He's at home watching Alfred. You could have just have Alfred make a cameo or something like that.
I'm surprised Commissioner Gordon didn't make a cameo.
That either. I didn't even watch that show. I agree.
I didn't say that. Daryl, fans have been ask James Gunn every day almost. I'm just saying because the argument is, Daryl, that there's going to be 2 Batman projects and how that could be confusing to the audience. But this just proves that you shouldn't even be because we don't know when we're getting the Batman 2. Let James Gunn do what he's going to do.
I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for everybody. I don't give a shit if there's 2 Batmans or 1 Batman. Just put Batman in the movie.
Yeah, we have 2 Godzillas.
Yeah,
I don't care. I mean, sure. Would the audience give a shit if there's 2 Batman? I don't know. I mean, if it's Batman, I think that if you just put the Batman on there, people will watch it because Batman arguably makes more money.
That's true. And also, no disrespect to Clayface. Love the character. I own them. I have the comics of Clayface. But it's gonna be a low budget, $40 million, $50 million, whatever they say, 40 to 50. Obviously, they got a decent actor, cheap. Obviously, they're gonna go cheap with it. No disrespect to the new actor they got. You have to introduce Batman there. It makes sense. You just can't have him do all this dumb shit in Gotham. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not trying to see like the Sony universe. Where the hell is Spider-Man? Where is he? You telling me he's in? You telling me Venom is doing all this crazy stuff?
Anthony has Sony derangement syndrome, doesn't he? Blue Jay and RJ.
No, that's what it is. That's what reminds me of the Clayface movie.
He brings up Sony like I bring up, I bring up Kathy. You bring up Sony like I bring up Kathy and Lucasfilm. Okay, so Axel, what do you think about James Gunn's comments here about the movie industry dying because films are made without scripts, and then also Blue Jay's comment about the Batman, and they should just.
So I'll talk about the Batman one first. So it's look, I don't know much about this the Battens and stuff, but just do your own Batman. Don't merge it. Don't have it. It's just. And if Reeves is taking I don't know a while, I'd say just let someone else direct it or write it. I don't know, but with the whole DCU Batman, we already seen DCU Batman in Creature Commandos, and I didn't even watch the show, but I saw that he's a big guy, and yeah,
I actually disagree with you, Axel. I think if Matt Reeves takes too long, I think he's be kind of like a character in that. He's got such a stamp on this universe, the Reeves verse.
Yeah,
if he's not going to do Batman 2, maybe they shouldn't. I don't know.
You know what? Is Axel going to say something? You going to say something, Axel?
What's that?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. But,
no.
You know what? I just thought of this. If Gunn is not interested in doing a goofy Batman, you can still do the dark Batman. Just go with the just do a more fantastical Batman like Arkham, the Arkham games. They have fantastical elements, but they're serious. They don't. There's no trade-off. There's no trade-off. There hasn't been a Batman movie other than the Schumacher or like the
I
Schumacher.
said Batman Forever. Batman Forever was better than Batman.
Yeah, like there hasn't been a Batman film that's been in that fantastical element in a long time. It's always been grounded.
There is so a Reeves verse. I don't know how many Reeves verse fans or Matt Reeves fans don't say that. Well,
that is the Matt Reeves universe. The Penguin show and the Batman and whatever spinoff they have working. Hopefully, a Catwoman.
Just
TV
because
show.
you don't like Snyderverse and Snyder Bros. I mean, Snyder Bro derangement syndrome. There's lots of ways. If there was another version of the MCU, I would definitely switch to calling it instead of the MCU the Feige verse, and then whoever takes over Feige. You know, just the easiest way to differentiate it. That's all it is.
Yeah, like the Penguin, and the Penguin, the Batman is Matt Reeves' universe. Whatever spin-offs they have next, hopefully it's the Catwoman TV show that people have been asking for the last 5 years, and hopefully we get that. Yeah, it is called it's the Matt Reeves universe. I mean, it's called the Crime Saga. Was the Matt Reeves universe?
No one's calling it that.
Nobody's calling that.
Yeah, the crime. He has a really long term for it that's very pretentious. I love Matt Reeves, but it's
the BECS. No one's calling.
RJ, can you tell us what Matt Reeves in a second? Can you look it up? What Matt Reeves likes to call it? Something crime. It's very long.
The Batman Epic Crime Saga.
Yeah, are you going to call it the Batman Epic Crime Saga or the Reeves verse?
No one's calling it the BECS, whatever.
Yes.
Well, James Gunn just called it the Crime Saga.
Yeah, I'm not calling it the Crime Saga.
That's on him, but I'm not calling that. Just call it the Reeves.
Just call it the Crime Saga.
It's the crime something saga.
That's a mouthful. No one's calling it the Marvel Cinematic Universe it doesn't roll off the tongue like that in the conversation. The MCU and the BEC. No one's saying, this is the third film in the BECS.
Oh, God.
The Bex.
Yeah, Zack Snyder invented the term verse.
There you go, Donovan.
He invented that.
No,
the Batman saga. They're called the Batman. I call it the Reeves first. That rolls off the tongue a lot more quicker.
Well, we got to give some big thank yous to CyberSals 2077 member for 13 months. Mad Max, baby. Woo! Thank you, CyberSals. And then also Cal. I love seeing you on the live stream, Cal. I know you've been busy. Member for 25 months. Wow, Cal. I hope you get that Switch too so I can beat your ass at Mario Kart World. Okay, so RJ, what do you think about what Blue Jay brought up about, something should be decided about the Matt Reeves verse, or at the very least, my take of it is like, enough debating this. Just don't wait on what Matt Reeves is going to do. Just do what you're going to do with Batman, James Gunn, because we don't know what's
I mean, they've had their plan for Batman since they first announced the slate. They're doing the Bat Family with Damian Wayne, Robin. I mean, they've already had an idea where they want to do what they want to do with Batman for years now. It's just about actually writing a script and delivering a movie.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, is there any other parts of this article that we should cover? I'm going to skim through this. So this is very revealing, and I cannot wait to debate both Perp and Krazy Joe. I love Krazy Joe and Perp. I'm not throwing any shade at them, but I love that an industry insider is like really giving the hard topics here, because this even goes against what my pal Joe says, is that streaming is killing movies in the streaming window. He said, and James Gunn, in his subjective opinion, said this: I do believe that the reason why the movie industry is dying is not because of people not wanting to see movies, Gunn said. It's not because of home screens getting so good. The number one reason is because people are making movies without a finished screenplay. And I think you really go back to the start, the biggest problem. I agree with him. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, I agree with him in that sense, but I feel, because look, most movies can do that, because there are, like Iron Man. Like when we look at Iron Man, that movie had a skeleton of a script when they were shooting it, but that was mostly improv. But
sometimes it works out. Sometimes.
Yeah, but not for all movies. A lot of movies can have.
You have to be very lucky.
Shitty scripts. They can have very shitty scripts sometimes.
But it's also CGH. It's also new and fresh at that time. Now, and you're talking about Favreau. who is a very proficient
genius
director that's very seasoned. Some people could do without a finished script. Even George Lucas at the beginning. People think I'm such a kiss ass for George Lucas. At the beginning, he needed a lot of help to finish A New Hope, to get it done right, including his ex-wife to edit it, you know? So not everyone could film off a finished script in the industry. This is the beginning, the start of where all the issues have been coming up recently, is planning, not changing release dates, and, you know, not just starting filming with the release date in mind without a finished script. That's why they do this. That's the main reason I think that they do this, is to keep the release dates and keep things coming out.
I feel that I do agree with him on that sense, but sometimes you can put up with a bad movie with an unfinished script sometimes, because that's neither here or there. I do feel like mainly the reason the movie industry is dying. Well, I didn't think it's dying, but if we're going with that logic,
it's not. I mean,
if we're dying or dead, or if we're gonna go with that logic, I just think that movie ticket prices are way too fucking expensive.
Here's my thoughts. Let me know what you think about this. I don't think James Gunn could save comic book movies. I think if James Gunn is extremely successful with Superman, he could save the whole industry. Because if they listened to the Gunn Safran strategy, and they're a little more transparent, they're making sure everything's locked down at the script level, this could save the industry. Not even comic book movies. You know how people say comic book movies are dying or their time is done? I think in general, these big franchise IP movies are the really ones that they do this the most to. I'm not saying every movie starts without a finished script, but the nerd stuff, the ones where they make conventions to make money off of nerds, to get their money to announce shit that isn't ready to be announced. It isn't, and doesn't come to fruition, and does get backburnered. I don't care what the liar Kathy Kennedy says, is nothing's canceled. Everything's in development. That's the biggest layer of bullshit I've ever heard. That everything is still going to happen. Rian Johnson's trilogy is still happening. It's still in development. Okay. I might die before that happens, and I hope not. But this might actually, if James Gunn is successful, he might not bring back DC. He might not bring back superhero movies. This strategy, everyone's going to be looking at him for movie universes, IP universes that have multiple projects within the same universe. Nintendo is not going to greenlight stuff without lockdown either. Nintendo, that's how they've kept their quality. That's why they could charge $80 a game, is because you know how many canceled projects Nintendo has had? RJ, can you comment on how many projects Nintendo shelved because it wasn't unique enough?
I actually don't know.
Oh, I know a lot.
The Wii U?
Metroid Prime 4 was canceled so many times. Even before announcement.
Well, no. When Metroid Prime 4, they announced it.
No. Before
it was with a different developer.
No, but
they didn't like how it was going, so they're like, let's reboot the game and make it in-house and give it back to Retro Studios.
For example, if Nintendo IP was made by Activision, you would get one every year, Mario Kart and 3D Mario every year.
What's up?
And it would not be as good.
Hey, let me respond to Sean Hickman. I do agree with Sean Hickman to get rid of. I wouldn't get rid of all the trailers. I would shrink it down to at least 4 or 5 trailers. Just get rid of them goddamn commercials, man. I'm so sick of those commercials.
Here's the thing. Sean O'Rourke is actually right. That's part of marketing budget, and you can deduct that. And then also, not that significant, but trailer reactions are a thing.
I'm surprised.
In the majority of movie studios, not only make money off their trailers, they make money off of reactors reacting to their trailers. So it's extra income that they can also deduct for marketing. There's all kind of factors in here. Yes, and the numbers are wrong. Go check out Sean O'Rourke's video about there's never been a bigger hater of James Gunn on this platform. No, I'm just kidding. Sean's one of the biggest haters. Critics of James Gunn's Superman. And even he made a video defending the budget of Superman, saying they have all kind of deductions for this. a lot of this budget goes to marketing. It does not need to make 800 million to break even. People don't factor that in. They don't factor in VOD, and people underestimate VOD sales. You know, there's all kinds of stuff we don't know about. Product tie-ins, marketing deductions, where you film deductions. That's why projects aren't made in Hollywood much anymore. So the budget, the Superman does not need to make 800 million to break even. It doesn't, you know.
I think Sean is a genius.
I wouldn't say that.
I think he's always right. I'm just saying. I think he's always
Sean our work.
I love Sean is right.
Sean. Did I ask RJ? So I can't remember.
No.
Okay, well, let's go through this article. Any other points in this article we want to go over? That was the main point. He said he stressed from the minute he took, I hope he sticks to this, no super movie under his watch would go into production without a completed script. Completed script. Do you know how sad it is that he has to stress this? This is a horrible precedent in the industry. Horrible. Regardless of the subjective opinions on quality, that this amount of projects come out. This is also, I used to cover the toy and doll industry with my wife for her channel. You know, they used to oversaturate stuff to make the most profits, just throw everything out there, everything out there, everything out there. And some of the stuff wasn't ready, you know. It makes the quality slide, you know. And I cannot believe that this has to be stressed. This alone, that this is from an industry insider, an executive of DC, saying this on the record in Variety, this should reveal how much of a problem it is. But now I don't think like the Scorsese's and the other ones or Ridley Scott start filming on unfinished scripts. I don't, for their projects. I think it's these big IP franchise projects, you know. That's what I think. Anyone else speculation on where you think this comes in the most? I think it's these big IPs where there's just as much money made at Comic-Con, Disney D23s and Star Wars Celebration. That's where I think this is coming in.
What the script issue?
No, yes, starting filming without a complete script. This is where, like,
it's mostly a big issue in the blockbuster space.
Yes,
because again,
yes,
because these things are like so they don't.
And this is why indies are outshining them.
Down. They don't nail stuff down before they, they start filming.
Indie movies, they don't have a problem. They're easy, like $20 million, $15 million to make easier.
What do you think about I would like to get everyone's opinion on I'll get RJ first. What do you think about my comment that James Gunn may not just save superhero movies, may not just save DC? If this works, he could save IP franchises from going down the shitter and disappearing if people follow this template and he succeeds. That's how strong I feel about this specific thing. He said this before. He stressed it again, so it's very important to him. And he's showing the proof with like Sergeant Rock and Clayface, he delayed Clayface until he got a new script. So what do you think about that question? Is not only can he save superhero movies, people think they need saving. People think DC needs saving. Regardless of how you feel about James Gunn, you might not like him because of what he did to the Snyderverse. But
he didn't do anything to the Snyderverse.
I'm just saying, Axel.
I know, but people,
if the industry follows this template and doesn't start filming until a completed script is ready, I think it's overall going to help everybody. RJ, go first.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? My mind's a
little. So you got Switch 2 Fog going over.
No, I got this.
I said this might not, some people think that DC and superhero movies need saving, but I'm talking about these big franchises that Disney, Warner Brothers own, these big IPs that they even have conventions. This could save the industry of making these big franchise movies in these universes if they follow the template of completed script before filming. If he's successful.
I think it would help. Yeah.
Yes.
I think there's other issues besides that.
Oh yeah, there's other issues.
There's got to be, there's got to be a level of quality control as well. Where you really
can someone
rush stuff into production. That you actually take your time with stuff. That you actually hire people who are passionate about the IP that they're adapting. I mean, but
be honest where our projects are too. Be honest what's happening with them.
Well, yeah, I think overall though it would help if like you ensured that the script is locked before you start production, so you don't have to do all these massive reshoots. That you're for sure
costs money, waste money.
Yeah, waste money. Look
the most expensive movies ever made were Justice League and Solo.
Well, I was gonna say too. I mean, I liked the movie we ended up getting, but look at Captain America: Brave New World, and that movie was basically reshot like 2 times.
Yes,
because they couldn't nail the story. Had they actually taken the time to get that script locked down, $180. But still, you have to do massive reshoots where you're completely changing the movie and cutting out actors and characters. If they'd actually taken the time to like really nail down what story they wanted to tell, it could have been a much more streamlined filmmaking process, and they probably would have delivered a much better movie.
Okay.
I like the movie we got, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, I'm looking forward to Jurassic World Rebirth. No, I'm gonna see Battle. I'm getting back to the theater after my Too Many Games trip. I am getting back to the theater. I already got my tickets to Superman. I'm gonna see if I could see Jurassic World Rebirth first, and I'm definitely seeing Fantastic Four, even though I have an issue with the recent that RG wants to bring up. But Blue Jay, what do you think? I'll talk about that later. Blue Jay, what do you think about what James Gunn, if he's successful? Could he save the IP, these universe movies like Marvel Universe, Star Wars Universe, Jurassic World Universe, Jurassic Park Universe, all these Monsterverse, if they start using the template of completed script before filming? Save the whole industry.
That's a big leap, to be honest. That's a big leap, but we'll just see. All right, we'll just see. We'll just see what he does.
I think if they follow it and he's successful, I think this could really change.
I feel like it should be just the norm.
Yes.
Have a completed script from the get-go. Do some revisions, do some like rereads or whatever. Just have just analyze it.
Yeah.
Before you do anything. That should be the reason. You can't just sit there and just write the script and like, okay, what am I doing? Shoot this scene. All right, shoot that shit around it. It's like let's make this character awesome. Let's figure that shit out later. It's like throwing shit at the wall.
You know who I blame? I'm really gonna trigger Perp with this.
Uh-oh.
You know where this started?
Oh, God,
it wasn't even Kathy Kennedy.
Uh-oh.
I might trigger you too, Blue Jay. Michael Mother Effin Bay is where this started.
That's a good one.
With Transformers. Was it Revenge of the Fallen that he did write? He did direct during a writer's strike.
Well, because
they got this stupid. But that's where they got this stupid template from. Is that movie made bank and it didn't need a finished script?
Okay.
Well, Revenge of the Fallen was.
That's a fact. I'm not triggered by that.
Wasn't even close.
Hashtag Michael Bay started this shit. Perp. This is where these problems started. Not even Kathy Kennedy.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of
that's a gotcha, I guess. Whatever.
That is a gotcha.
That's a gotcha. I mean,
that's the most definitive moment I could.
That wasn't an attempt of a gotcha, but I mean, I knew about
the writer's strike. I mean, Revenge of the Fallen was probably one of the biggest ones because they didn't have a completed script.
Yeah, but that's where this is where this got.
But also, Quantum
big
of Solace
studios
suffered from that too at the time.
Yeah, but this is where the studios started doing this overdoing it. Is after that.
I mean, sure.
The first recent writer's strike. I know there might have been one back in the day, but that writer's strike that happened during Revenge of the Fallen and Quantum of Solace, that's where they got the idea. Like, oh, let's just keep the release date and start filming.
All right, sure. Work. I mean, you just cool. I knew about this for a while. I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, I do think that this should be the norm to have completed scripts just before you start rolling cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm still confident in James Gunn. I just want to see how this universe is unfolding. Because Superman, I'm excited for this Superman film this year, but Supergirl is what I'm looking forward to the most because I'm liking the premise of this one. I'm liking the premise of it.
And I'm wondering how the damn RJ pause.
What?
Mute. Yeah, I get background.
You got feedback, he's saying.
Yeah, feedback. My bad.
I'm sorry. I don't know why my phone does that.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. I agree. I'm looking for. I like James. He's right. He's right sometimes. He's wrong sometimes. But I mean, he's not wrong. Like, yeah, the movie's going production without finished script and stuff like that. Outside of like the next 2 Avengers movie, hopefully those movies are good because every Avengers movie's never had a finished script. Don't care. But other than that, like, hopefully, we'll get movies made with finished script and stuff like that. I'm excited. Hopefully, Supergirl is good. I want to see how they market that movie. Are they going to market it very similar to like Superman? Or are they just not going to spend, or they're not going to go all out on marketing for Supergirl? Because this is different than Superman. This movie is way different than Superman. So, hopefully it's good. And hopefully, we're getting the Clayface movie next year as well. So 2 DC movies next year. So, because it's cheap. It's $40 million. And I think horror movies is easy to do visual effects, like 5 months, 3 or 4, 5 months top. So, like, hopefully it's good. I want to see what this universe builds out.
Now, Clayface, I'm a little just about.
I was until I saw the actor casting. I'm really excited. He's a really cool actor. Now I'm intrigued.
I mean, it's different, but it's such a strange, it's such a strange movie to like greenlit. Like, okay, we're starting a universe. We got
I agree.
Supergirl and Clayface. I'm like, what? No Batman? Like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess if I'm going with this, I guess Clayface is supposed to be like a lead up to Batman, but still, you could have picked any other character. But I'm hoping it's good. You got Mike Flanagan in the mix, but we'll see about that.
Okay, there's a lot of critics that I'm not going to name names here, but that were very critical of people within Movie Talk that said Marvel and DC collaboration is impossible. It's never going to happen. Just like the Snyderverse, it's never going to happen.
It's still very unlikely. Probably.
Oh, I do. RJ was going to be the first one to say something. I do it. Yes.
All he's saying is that we're not going to do a crossover. Just to do a crossover has to be a story.
Okay. Can I finish? Can I read? Wow. Jump on the James Gunn, RJ. What do you mean? Why would you be opposed to this? Why is everyone so negative about it? Never gonna happen. You don't know. He says the quote is, "We've talked about it a billion times." Not literally a billion, but that means a lot. And James Gunn would probably be like, can you imagine if you think of James Gunn as a kid with all these toys at his disposal?
No, I truly
both.
Yeah, I truly believe that if you have a Spider-Man and Superman crossover, it will easily make over $1 billion at the box office easily. Like, how would the box office split work? That's
okay. Well, I want to ask this question and get people more positive. Everyone likes to just throw ideas away. I like to think outside of the box, but I'm going to get to RJ. Okay, I want to get to. We'll get you first, Blue Jay, on this. Okay, I know it might not happen. It's exciting to think about, but if there was one person that could make it happen, would it be Feige, James Gunn, or who can make it happen? I think if there was one person that could actually eventually, if the DC has to be a success first, Marvel has to be a success with these Avenger Doomsdays, DC has to create its own universe first before you can do something like this. I think if there was one person that could actually make it happen, it is James Gunn. So Blue Jay, just think about it that way. If there was a way to cross over Marvel and DC, it's happened in the comics. They might have done it because they were struggling for sales or whatever. They might have done it as a novelty. If there was ever a point where they would do a crossover, who do you think would be best to do it? Blue Jay.
Batman and Spider-Man. $2 billion, the box office.
Yes. Go. Okay. RJ. And then we'll get to your criticisms that you said this is
not happening. So why even ask?
Because this is movie talk, RJ. What you wouldn't want this to happen? You wouldn't be in line one. You wouldn't be paying.
Not if there wasn't a good story.
Oh my God, that's such a bullshit.
You got to have a good story.
You would totally be in line. You would get your tickets pre-ordered. You'd be like, James Gunn did it.
No, you have to.
Donovan would be in the chat.
You have to have a good story. You can't just do a crossover just to do a crossover.
That's a given because James Gunn. Why are we even arguing this point, RJ? Because James Gunn earlier said that I will not film something without a completed script. So he would have to have a good script, but there would be RJ would be getting tickets day one, so would I, and Donovan would be in the chat seeing I Tursten Gunn, and look what happens.
Okay, so you're asking what character should cross over?
No, I was saying who is the person that would make it happen if it was ever going to happen. I know it's a leap that this would ever really happen.
If it was ever going to happen, it would be Kevin Feige and James Gunn, yes.
Yes, there you go. That's all.
But it's not happening, so it doesn't matter.
But you can't say that definitively.
You know, the legal loopholes you have to jump around with this.
There were legal loopholes for Spider-Man being in the MCU too. Less legal loopholes, but it happened.
Less legal loopholes because he's still a Marvel character. They just have a contract.
The amount of movie and merchandising, this would be, yes, there are legal loopholes. Do you know what?
It's two separate studios and brands, though. Like you know,
but that's why the thing called loophole exists. And you know what breaks loopholes more than anything? Money.
Yeah, it had to be a lot of money, though.
Yes,
and there's a lot of egos at play too.
Yeah.
Because let's say
James Gunn's worked with Feige, he still calls Feige all the time.
You're gonna have to have like a debate about how much screen time can our Marvel characters have? How much screen time can our DC?
Yes, those arguments happen.
You can make the movie longer. You can make the movie 3 hours, and people go to see it in theaters.
The point being, though, is that like these executives never got on the same page about that.
Well,
they want their IP to look the best.
You know what? I said this is possible. But I said that Marvel has to be making lots of monies too, and DC has to get to that level for this to happen. And then it's still a big reach. But let's get the full quote here, and then we'll get Axel and then Anthony. So in the newest edition of Rolling Stone, James Gunn tells us that yes, a Marvel DC crossover could happen. It's got why do you argue with me so much when you love James Gunn so much, RJ? He says it right there. That's his word.
Your boss, pretty much.
Your boss. Marvel DC.
Me, my boss.
Could happen. It's got to come from a real place.
I could get $1 million falling out of the sky right now and be $1 million.
You can?
It's going to happen.
No, that's impossible. Falling out of the sky.
It's more likely than this.
No, it's not. $1 million appearing out of the sky is not more likely than a Marvel DC crossover.
I'm more likely to win the lottery than this happening.
That's possible, yeah. Yeah, I will give you that one. But he says it's got to come from a real place. It's really hard to make that work. He explains the hurdles. Read the full conversation in the link below.
But RJ, if it happens, I'm just saying, if we're living if the multiverse exists,
you would have a nerdgasm.
If you would be scooping on Twitter and be like, "Oh my god, I know everything about this movie. This thing is gonna be amazing, guys! Holy shit!"
Funny.
I would be screaming.
No, I'll be honest. Like if it ever happens, and like in 10 years from now, 15 years from now,
it's
like if it happens,
CJ, please, this is your warning. Please don't bring in real world bullshit. I don't even think. After all, the great thing about what we're talking about, I didn't even think about that once since we were talking about this. So
but like if forever happens, I'll be there in theaters. I mean, both characters, you can make the movie 3 hours in 10 minutes. I'll be there in theaters. People's gonna go see Superman and Batman team up. Superman and Spider-Man teaming up together, whatever the heroes is on those two sides, Marvel and DC and stuff like that. It could easily make $1.5 billion at the box office, whether it's David Spider-Man or Tom Spider-Man or brand new Spider-Man or a new Superman, like whatever. Like, yeah, you know.
Hal, I hope that happens for you, and that is probably more likely. But yeah,
hey, he is deaf, so yeah, sure.
Oh, Axel, what do you think? Okay, if Marvel DC project were to ever happen, who do you think could make it happen? My top choice would be, if it was ever going to happen, it's still hard for it to work. I think it's possible, but it would have to be a James Gunn that's worked with Marvel before, that's worked in both.
Well, yeah, it has to be Kevin Feige and James Gunn. Like,
And would you line up to see it?
I mean, if the trailers are good, if it looks good, if it,
I would line up to see it if it didn't. I would just be like, yeah, let me go here. Okay. Anthony, what do you think?
Yeah, I guess I'll be there day one if it ever happened in 10 or 15 years from now. Yeah, sure.
They both have this.
Even when they cross over in the comics, they dope as hell. Like even with X-Men and Teen Titans team up together back in the 80s. Was that things in 80s? I believe it was in the 80s. Can't remember. Like that was a dope comic. Justice League versus the Avengers X-Men. That was a dope crossover. Like
Plus, there's a new Deadpool and Batman comic coming out, right?
Yeah, they said which is weird. I thought they were gonna go with Spider-Man, but I guess because Deadpool made a $1.4 billion last year, they had to go with a recent character, which is not bad. I don't mind it. But yeah, like they have, I love those characters. I really love those characters. I really do. And if it ever happens, I'll be there day one in theaters. Like day one easily.
You wouldn't be able to shut. I really, RJ. I'm not dog. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm dogging, but you wouldn't be able to shut up if it happened. You'd
if
like,
that will ever happen, merchandise for that movie was.
Oh my god.
I
mean, that honestly, okay. Let's just end it here, and I want to get your response to this, RJ, too. If Doomsday and Secret Wars is a success, and then James Gunn gets to his big event, the only way that you can make these things even bigger is something like that, to merge the universes for some project. The only way that you could go even bigger than Doomsday and Secret Wars, really. And then, like, say James Gunn gets to a big event, or Crisis on Infinite Worlds, or something like that, or some other big DC event, or Dark Side, or something like that. If they both complete both of those, that's the only way you're going to get it even bigger, right? What do you think? What do you think about that argument, RJ? That's the only way you could go bigger.
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
We're probably gonna get.
Thanks for adding that.
We're probably gonna get a Justice League movie like in 5 years.
You're not wrong, Kathy.
It's probably gonna be. Yeah, I mean, I think
probably 3 or 4 years from now.
Justice League's far off. Yeah, it's a bit far off.
I'll probably like in 2029 for Justice League movie, which I mean is not bad because at that time will be the 10th anniversary of 12 or 15, whatever.
All right, now let's get to RJ's big problem with me today.
Oh Lord, here we go with this.
I'm not wrong. It's an opinion. It's a subjective.
It's a commercial.
Well, Little Caesars.
Yeah, Little Caesars don't even have that much money, bro. Come on.
I thought it was in the movie.
It is.
No, it's the Little Caesars.
No, it is in the movie.
Okay,
but this is the pizza commercial. Like it's a blurry.
If it was just the pizza commercial, look, even Donovan is saying horrible VFX.
Wait, you're mad at a pizza commercial, Max?
Well,
no, it has bad VFX and it looks bad.
I assumed this would be in the movie. Let me press play here.
Marvel's not going to take it. You could play it.
I put the mute down.
Why is it so slow?
Why you played it so slow?
Yeah, why
because I won't get a claim there, and I really want to
take the shit down.
I want to take a quick look. I want to take a slow look at this monster. This is only 30 seconds. Come on, everyone.
Yeah, like he's just a pizza ad. For the new Max, I want you go to Little Caesars.
Ooh, that pizza looks really good in slow motion.
Yeah, go to Little Caesars, Max. Go to Little Caesars.
Look at the bacon and the jalapenos.
Wait.
I don't like jalapenos on pizza.
Wait a second.
Gross.
I could get a Little Caesar pizza like this, where they
this is the Fantastic Four pizza, where it's like 40 pizzas in one.
Really?
Yeah, I know what to eat tomorrow now. I mean, get some pizza tomorrow. Holy
It's
shit.
a Fantastic Four pizza. There's 4 different. Oh, that's what they're doing for. That's a lot better. Yes. That's a lot better than the Fantastic Four blue milk. That's actually Star Wars blue milk from Galaxy's Edge.
Hey, that pizza looks fantastic.
Yeah, if you go, oh my god, if you go
is this out now?
Yes, I believe you have to go to your local stores. If you call them before, call them. If they have them.
Well, that usually the pizza places let you do 2 different toppings, half and half, but not quarters. That's amazing. That's the best product I've ever seen because I love jalapenos and my wife doesn't like it.
That's dope. Yeah, like if you go to near Little Caesars,
and on my diet, I could eat 1 or 2 slices and that's it.
And also, depending on the box, They have Johnny Storm. They have The Thing. They have Mr. Fantastic, and I believe a Herbie box.
Pineapple. I love Hawaiian pizza. Who here likes Hawaiian pizza?
I don't like pizza on Hawaiian. I'm sorry, bro. That's on you.
Oh, it's wonderful. Blue Jay, RJ, Axel, what do you think about Hawaiian pizza? I love pineapples and ham.
It depends on the pizza brand. Sometimes I like pineapple on pizza. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on the pizza company.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that pizza looks delicious.
I think Pizza Hut and Papa John's probably the best pineapple pizza. I think.
Rhea, at too many games, we're getting a Hawaiian pizza, please. We'll share it. I'll only have a slice or two, but oh my,
dude, that pizza looks.
Delicious. I even like anchovies on pizza.
Remember
it just has to be. It can't be overdone.
That is disgusting. No,
the only reason
anchovies and mushrooms.
The only reason I started to like anchovies is my Italian father. I'm Italian, Polish, and Irish.
Why you say of course?
And he used to say, "I'll order the pizza," and then he would get anchovies without telling us, and no one would like it. And then I started to like it because everyone else was like, "I don't want this, Dad." My sister didn't like it. My mother didn't like it. And he's like, like his evil thing. I got anchovies. Oh, I forgot you didn't like anchovies. And then I started to like it. I was like, oh, this is really good. They just can't have anchovies. Yeah. I don't want to see the anchovy head or anything.
Remember the Batman pizza from a couple years ago?
Yep.
Yes.
I have the box. It's literally in my other room. And that's it. That was amazing. It's from Little Caesars, by the way.
Why does that look so freaking good? Holy crap! Let me get that shit tomorrow.
God, you
have to call them.
Can we get Rhea? Can we get a Hawaiian anchovy pizza?
Hawaiian anchovy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you Americans would eat anything. I'm just saying.
Not me. I'm sorry. I don't eat whatever he eats.
Cyber South is leaving because of pizza.
That's nasty. Anchovies on pizza, dude.
I don't want to it has to be the toppings it can't be overdone. Like too many anchovies, it tastes too salty. But strategically placed anchovies is very good. And it has to be a good pizza place. It can't be like a nasty pizza place. It has to be good fresh anchovies. Dude, someone just left.
RJ left.
RJ, we're talking about your we got stuck on pizza.
Nah. Well, thanks. Well, you brought up a pizza commercial. Now I want to eat it.
Oh no, Coach Payne is here. And I'm talking about pizza. She's my coach for exercising. I'm not getting this, Coach Payne. I don't know why this came up. They tricked me. RJ tricked me and then left. I don't even know what he really. RJ, I was going to talk about. Oh my God, is he coming back? Someone message him on X if he's coming back.
He's probably coming back. Hopefully, I don't know.
Oh, because he was mad at me. Oh, he's back. All right, hold on.
Sorry, my app crashed.
Okay, all right.
You need a computer.
Yeah, I do.
All right, I got stuck on pizza, and then my exercise.
The rest of the commercial that you.
I know, and then my exercise coach showed up and got up.
The commercial you complained about.
Okay, why are you mad at a pizza commercial?
Because
I'm not.
Because he wants that pizza. He can't have.
I didn't.
Doesn't not have
it's 0.25. This is they should put this on TV that this slow. It really sells.
Here you go. Here's the commercial. This is
you could tell it's fake as hell. Like look at the guy. Look at the guy. Look at the leg.
He's photoshopped on.
That looks horrible.
That's Photoshop as hell. Yeah, that's not.
I don't care.
It doesn't really bother me though. That doesn't really bother me.
Do you even know who Giganto is?
Yes.
I don't give a shit.
He's the monster.
Don't give a shit.
No.
He's the monster that the Fantastic Four fight on the very first issue.
Okay,
on the
and
cover.
this is where comic book accurate goes too far, and I would like an adaptation for live action.
Oh come on! It looks. You gotta admit,
it will look good for an animated project. It does. It would good. It doesn't. You should adapt it for live action to make it look more realistic. It looks too much like an animation.
I could point out Superman having bad visual effects. I wouldn't say.
I would prefer a Snyder looking version.
I could say.
What is the issue? I don't understand. He looks just like the
mouth
comic
and
book.
eyes look like too much like an animated.
But it's supposed to look like it's supposed to look cartoony. He looks like the monster from the
Yeah,
comics.
I would prefer if he looks like Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
No, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro.
I love Lord of the Rings. I watched that recently.
Yeah,
look at the other tweets I put back. So you can see like the comparison of which one.
Well, the other thing is the cars really look like miniatures. I don't know what's wrong. It
I don't
looks
know
off.
about that.
I don't like the way it looks. I mean, other people, fine. You don't have a
But
problem.
what is the issue? I don't understand.
The mouth and the eyes look extremely
That's
cartoony.
why he
It doesn't
looks
look-
like you can't.
Why does
that
Jurassic World
like.
Rebirth look so good? Dinosaurs don't exist in current.
They're trying to pay homage. They're trying to pay homage.
I don't
to the
care.
comics.
They gone too far with homage and member berries. Remember?
Okay,
remember?
but this is why you don't let a comic
Remember
book
when the
person
comics?
talk.
It looks exactly like the comics.
This is why
No,
you don't let people talk.
I think
bro.
it's a bad.
God, CJH, why do you keep bringing up the Snyderverse? My God.
Axel, don't. Yeah, don't. If you're
I'm
gonna be on
just
the
asking.
Oh no!
I'm
If you're
just
going to be on the panel, please don't yell at the chat, please. It's CGH is allowed to bring up the Snyderverse.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay.
still, it gets a bit ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
bring up my other tweets though.
All right.
Comparison.
So
Look at it.
blue. I want to get everyone's opinion on this. Blue Jay, what do you think about the way this looks? I don't like it.
I don't care.
like it.
You don't care, but that's not a good. That's not. It looks good.
I don't. It's okay. What do you want me to say? It's like
your opinion.
Are you okay? Are you not gonna be like, well, the audience accepted crap, like you talked like this?
I do think the audience accepts mediocrity in movie
dude,
talk.
okay.
In movie talk.
Let me hold on. Let me call this. Okay, let me call this out. Why? Here's my thing, Max. Look, why do you feel the need to go?
Isaac, come on, man.
Hold on.
Yeah, that guy is so fucking.
Hold on, Max. Hold on. Let me ask this question. Why do you feel the need to go onto this weird, cringy, soapboxy thing where the audience deserves better than this shit? Like,
because these are 200 plus budgeted movies,
but we don't even know the budget for this movie.
Making better special effects.
They haven't confirmed the budget for this movie.
Executives try to get raises on their investment.
But also,
like Zaslav,
hold on.
Zaslav could kick rocks.
Hold on.
And you didn't get your raise, Zaslav. You didn't get your raise. Put that money into the movies.
But also, it's unfair to trash this because one, it's a blurry, compressed, foreign.
I haven't seen any
TV ad. It's not
find
the
me a 4K one.
Bro. It's literally ad for TV. You could tell it's ad because look at the guy hand. Look at the guy clipping around.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a TV commercial. It's not like let's wait and see the final film before we trash it.
Why do we care?
Like, why can't we celebrate?
Because things should look cool. Things should be like, wow, that looks really good.
Why can't we celebrate?
Hold on.
Why can't we celebrate that this movie is embracing the comic books and trying to give us something very
appreciate that, but I also would I would also like some things to be adapted for live action to look better than comics.
Okay, let me say it. Okay, let me.
It's literally just a quick film that's only gonna have a one. Like,
hold on,
Anthony. The whole movie.
Hold on, Anthony. Hold on. Let me say this. CG does not. Let me say this. CGI in films doesn't always have to look super realistic. It just has to look appealing.
Why do executives ask for raises and most of the time get them?
That's a whole different topic. It's not the same.
Budgets and actors
it's not the same.
Exorbitant amounts, but
the
category that's always nickel and dime is special effects and rushed and bullshit. And part of it goes back to where James Gunn says not on a finished script. We overwork these visual effects artists. We give them crap to work with. We give them small budgets.
Superman cost $225 million.
Why? Because the technology exists to get better than this. Can you at least give me that point? The technology exists to get better than this.
Sure, you can make that argument, but I'm saying that sometimes there are some times where you look at the Flash. The Flash, you cannot deny that film has ambition. Like, sure, the CG on that film is objectively terrible, but it's not. When you look at the Chrono Bowl scene, that shit is not supposed to look realistic. How can you sit there and make all that spinning around all these different time stuff as real as possible. You fucking can't, because you never seen shit like that before. That's ambitious.
Yeah, but a little bit closer.
But also, Max, play the rest of it because it gets cooler.
I will. I want to address these two.
No,
Donovan James Cameron has ruined the whole generation because now we expect the Calvert. No, he's pushed the genre forward. Him and George Lucas.
But
we haven't got better. We haven't got better than the prequel trilogy.
8 years to come out though.
Yeah, but we haven't got better special effects than the prequel trilogy. Not much better than what the prequel trilogy provided. The industry has not progressed. And then I love Cyber Sal's here. No, James Cameron actually set the bar where the rest of your asses need to catch up. 100. I agree with that,
bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like a comic book movie, bro. It's not like Avatar when it takes 3-5 years to do, bro, for the visual effects.
And besides, it's not
comic book movies. It's literally 6 months to film in a year or two, a year and a half to do visual effects. Like it's that simple.
And I will get to I will push back against you, CGH. I know it's not real, but this really takes me out how cartoonish it looks. Like what if it's not supposed to look like it should be in the real world? Why do it in live action?
Hold on, stop.
Why would it be in live action?
I don't know why we arguing in characters.
Why is it bad for comic book movies to look like comic books and like look a little silly from time to time?
Then why does it need to be live action?
Oh my god, bro! It's literally he's not gonna be there.
If you're gonna do this kind of shit, why not just do animated?
Like he's not even gonna be there for the whole movie.
If it's gonna be for me,
when was it bad for things to look cartoony? Like
this takes me out of the film when it looks this cartoony. It does. My personal opinion.
We don't even know if it's actually gonna be in the movie.
It looks like it is in the movie.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
the characters in the movie. Yeah, the characters in the movie, but like I'm talking about, like the character's not gonna be bro. They literally say the movie opened up like a montage of them fighting.
And why do live action, CJ?
So they literally say the movie opened up with a ton of montage of them fighting villains. Like,
okay,
they're not gonna be there for the whole villain.
Yeah, look at the Fantastic Car coming. There's a Human Torch. It looks cool.
I mean, yeah, obviously that's for the ad. Obviously, that's definitely from the ad.
I don't like how the Fantastic Car opens either. It doesn't.
Oh
that looks all right. That looks all right. All right. Okay. I see the mechanism on the back. I don't like when things just appear in Marvel, but there's actually something in the design that explains the transformation
too, and a lot of it.
Right. So there's something on the joints of the pieces that make it.
Bro, it's literally just like a Tesla car, bro. Like
okay.
It's just like a Tesla car.
Okay, they look great here. Look, I'm really excited about Invisible Woman the most. The Thing looks a little bit better there. And the Human Torch. Okay, they look good there. I'm happy with that. Is that what you want to see?
Honestly, I don't really
bring up the other tweets.
Hold on, Max. I don't care if you think looks terrible. I mean, it's
thank you.
It's your opinion. I don't care. Like you can say it's bad all you want. I'm just saying, it's sometimes a movie is just a movie. Honestly,
not to me.
That's on you, dude. That's a you thing.
I think there's a lot that movies can improve on.
Wait, click off the image real quick and look at the tweet underneath it.
Y'all are so defensive for a kids movie.
This isn't even a kids movie. It's a movie for everybody.
Kid, bro. Like, it's a movie for everybody. Like Jesus Christ. Like I'm not gonna get mad.
This is what you want me to show.
I do think.
Oh my God, it's funny.
Once.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, I see what you want me to put. Giganto will appear in Fantastic Four First Steps.
Yeah, we saw.
No, not that one. The other one.
Oh my God. Can I just speak for once? I think Giganto looks better than the Kaiju Superman is fighting. I'm just saying.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I mean, they both look decent.
Okay. I see what RJ's doing. See, this is exactly comic book. I don't care.
Look at it though.
The biggest nerd emoji thing ever.
You know what? This comic is not a recent comic, and comics have surpassed this. The comic looks like shit too.
Are you dissing Jack Kirby?
Yes, because this is not 2025. This was not made in 2025. I respect Jack Kirby. I respect
Jack Kirby's the godfather of comic books. What do you do?
I respect the man. I respect where comics started. if you released an image like this in 2025, no one would buy this comic book cover because it looks like shit by today's standards.
Oh my god!
There's context.
Jack Kirby's one of the greatest comic book
There's
artists of all
context
time.
and nuance.
I'm sorry, but
if this was a comic cover
1960s.
released now, people would have issues. If it didn't have Jack Kirby on it, and this was a new release, because honestly,
You're spitting on the grave of Jack Kirby right now. Stop it.
Celebrate
Nobody
the grave
cares.
of Jack
I'm
Kirby.
sorry, but he looks like a mean guy. I'm just sorry.
No, it looks like a meme.
No, I'm saying Jack Kirby looks like a mean guy.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I love Jack Kirby. I love all the comic
Why are
creators.
you insulting Stan Lee and Jack Kirby?
But this is the origins of superheroes, and we've gotten better than this. Quality of life improvements across the board.
Why can't you pay homage to it though?
Why would you want to pay homage to this bullshit?
RJ, why are you making it sound like we murdered someone? Like, my God. Relax.
Giganto, come on. Remove your bias towards celebrating comic book creators and just be objective about the image of Giganto right there. Does that look good?
He looks improved from the comic book version, actually. He's a lot more detailed.
Slightly. Blue Jay, don't use your bias because you respect this comic book creator. Does Giganto on that cover look good? Completely.
I don't even
honest.
get into comics. I just
you're not. Can you please just answer the question? Does it look good? That's all.
It's the very first cover of Fantastic Four from the 1960s. For the 1960s, that's incredible artwork.
Okay, for then, yes.
And also
this is
Jack,
20. This is
but also
20.
Jack
Mother
Kirby,
effing 25.
But also Jack Kirby's art style evolved like over
Okay.
time.
All right, great.
I mean,
I'm saying, why would you use this as a
look like
template?
himself.
That was the first problem, using this exact template for this creature. It looks bad.
to answer your question, I mean,
This is hurting my brain.
it looks okay to
Jack
me.
Kirby
It's
did draw a lot of
it's not the greatest of visual effects, but I mean, it's whatever.
I mean, Jack Kirby did draw a lot of characters that look like. So yeah.
Look, he is the king of comics. I respect him. But the quality, Jack Kirby, if he was making comics right now, he wouldn't make a cover like this.
Yeah, because his art style changed over the years.
And comics probably got bigger budgets. This is the early times of comics. But when they became a success, they got bigger budgets and everything.
I just don't. Okay. Oh my God.
Because you know I'm right.
He created the Silver Surfer and Galactus.
Great.
Okay.
The disrespect
was
is wild.
Galactus was adapted for modern movies, and he looks better than the comics even.
This is also adapted for modern audiences. He's way more detailed. He looks a little bit different. The only thing that's similar is the fact that he has the white eyes.
I'm gonna cry from your stupid take. Thanos
You're about to make me cry.
Max is just talking at this point.
This is
Jack
funny.
Kirby drew a lot
That's
of
a pretty
characters that
cinematic
look
illustration.
like the Jack Kirby.
Wow.
Oh my God!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude.
Go ahead, Axel. I'm just fun. It's just funny because this is the most people my audience is criticizing.
Jack Kirby drew a lot of characters that look like him.
That look. Oh.
What? He did draw a lot of characters that look like him.
Axel, half of your art looks like you.
Not really.
All of the stuff you draw looks like you.
Literally, it's just a villain that's gonna be in the movie for 1 second, and that's it. Like he's not there for like the whole.
I don't like drawing my ugly mug that much.
I just can't believe that you would disrespect Jack Kirby like this. This is crazy.
I still love
this is
him.
sacrilegious.
I still respect.
This is sacrilegious.
All right, fine. Here, I will do this. I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong, everyone. Moving on. Let's move.
You should apologize to the family of Jack Kirby.
I apologize to Jack Kirby and his family. Okay.
God.
I apologize. I completely changed mine. I'm sorry for my takes. Please forgive me.
No, do not
forgive me. And I approve this. I approve
Man,
this
what
message.
is it, man? The chat is.
Oh my God! Donovan.
Anyways, what is the next topic? What is the next topic? Oh my God.
Okay, the next topic is.
Donovan is saying I trace my art.
Don't. No, don't. You know.
Okay then.
No, just leave. Axel does great art. Great art.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ironheart. I want to say I would first want to get the RJ if this changed his mind, but some of the stuff coming out from Ironheart, I think this may be a surprise hit. This looks fire. This looks better than all the recent Iron Man suits, in my opinion, in the movies. This looks great. I've seen some posters.
Yes.
Dominique Thorne's been hitting the press circuit. She's really trying to sell. I mean, she honestly was going to do that anyway, but she's been doing a great job, being really great on the press tour. It makes me want to. I'm going to see this. No, don't unsubscribe, Zeke, please.
What the fudge?
No, please don't unsubscribe.
I wonder when they're gonna get. I wonder.
Okay, but I want to say, RJ, has some of the recent promotion for Ironheart, is it swaying you at all that you might give this a chance opening weekend? I am going to see this.
I'll probably check it out. Actually,
I mean, it's the first. They are launching the first 3 episodes, and then after that, and then they pretty much copy an Andor for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-week drop. The first week was the first 3 episodes. Second week will be the last 3 episodes. I will say though,
what do you think of this armor?
It looks all right.
I mean,
will say, though, that there is going to be something pretty big in the show.
Oh, really?
It's been everyone's saying that certain character people would wanted to see in the MCU for years might actually be in the show.
Mephisto?
I'm not going to say what, but I saw on social media people were talking about it.
Oh my god! Just don't say it, RJ, please.
I'm not. That's why I say I'm not going to say it.
Thank you.
I just saw on social media people were talking about it.
Okay.
All right, so anyone else think that this could be a surprise hit? I really want to watch this now. Really, I'm trying to watch it right away. I want to support this show. I want to support Ryan Coogler production, and I think her name's Dominic Thorne.
I mean, they're dropping 3 episodes, which that's good. I'll check it out.
So, Anthony, what do you think the way this armor thing looks? I can't believe he spent so long defending that monster from Fantastic Four, but he just said, "Oh, this looks fine." From RJ.
No, that's not.
This looks fire.
I mean, this isn't gonna be her main armor.
No, she has another suit that is similar to a comic book version.
I mean, she's definitely gonna get an improved armor in the end. So
like obviously this is like a prototype that she bought, like what we see in the trailers that she made and stuff like that that she got from the hood, because she's broke. She don't have any money. Like, you just can't steal technology. You just have to go ask somebody, which she asked her.
Here she is standing next to the Ironheart suit.
I mean, that is the dope.
And then there's talks about the magical powers being in here too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we does see a little bit in the trailer. Like, I'm surprised it's practical. Most of the time they do CG suits. Well, like, I'm surprised that's very practical, which, I mean, that was...
Wait, Anthony, are you going to watch it? And then we'll get Axel and Blue Jay?
They're coming out with the first 3 episodes, so yeah, of course, you know.
Okay.
There's 3 episodes.
Axel, what do you think of the way this looks, and are you looking forward to
Ironheart?
Ironheart?
I mean, I'm not really going to watch it, but, like, I mean, it looks all right for I don't know. I mean, we know it's not going to be her default, like, armor for the, like, this is just I don't know. You know,
prototype.
All right, thanks.
Prototype, just prototype. It's a prototype.
What do you think, Blue Jay? Are you interested in Ironheart? Has some of the promotion changed your mind or anything, or are you going to give it a shot?
I liked the actress that played Riri. Even though Wakanda Forever is not my favorite of the MCU movies, I do like her, and I am intrigued of her own spin-off show. The trailers have been kind of mid. I'm not really. I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot. It's just some of it it seems very Disney Plus, to say the least.
It's got that Disney Plus look to it.
Yeah. I think this looks better than the armor she had in Wakanda Forever.
Okay, the suit. It's very. I mean, it's like was it like the Mark II suit or whatever? It's still pretty clunky and bulky. It'll be streamlined later on, but I mean,
I like this better.
It's a work in progress suit. It's a work in progress suit, but I'll definitely check it out. But I have a question for you, Max. What's the CGI on the entire show looking like? Are you gonna do you like the CGI on the show?
So far, some of the stuff I've seen with the suit looks pretty decent to me. I mean, I gotta go watch some of the other promotional materials, but the posters have been fire. She's been doing great on the press tour. She really makes you want to root for her as a entertainer. She's very professional. I saw her my mom was watching The View and she appeared and she's like, oh, I'm like, oh, she's an Ironheart. She was promoting Ironheart there. She's great. Just some of the stills, promotion, artwork. I have to go back and watch all the trailers though. I've seen a few, but the first trailer didn't grab me, but the second trailer did. You know, I don't know about the villain.
I love Anthony Ramos.
Yeah,
I feel like he's gonna be a very just stock villain that like very forgettable.
We'll see.
I'll watch it. Like these, I've been kind of skipping on some of these Disney Plus stuff, but except for I like Daredevil. Though it's like a wait and see with this show. I know it comes out next Wednesday.
The 24, and then after that, there'll be 3 episodes, and then after that, 3
I'll
episodes.
definitely want to get that a watch. I'm still rooting for the character. I just want to see what purpose is she going to be in the.
Oh, I thought it came out later in the week. 24th.
No, next week. Next the thing that when the 2024.
Yeah. I'm deciding now if I'm going to wait till after too many games to watch it, or that it's still going to be that week.
I mean, obviously, it's literally on the 24th. The thing that's coming out.
So if anyone needs to go, that's fine. But I'm going to be doing some mailbag for the last 20 minutes.
Hold on. Start what? Start what? What did I do? What did I do, Isaac?
Just don't start. Don't start anything. You better not start.
You'll trigger a lot of people in Max's chat.
I guess. I mean, everybody's still triggering the fact that Max is crazy over
I still got to check. He made another video about me. I got to check it out. I didn't watch it yet.
Don't you start. Everybody's just so triggered. Like, I just said one thing. Also, I do think Jurassic World is going to make a lot of money because it's Jurassic Park. So I'm just gonna say it right now.
Mm-hmm. I didn't finish Daredevil, but I was really enjoying it. Okay, let's do some mailbag for like 15-20 minutes, and then we'll end the show. And I had a lot of posts on Twitter. I just didn't get to it because the conversation's been so fire. I really had enjoyed myself tonight. Do you think the real reason that movies are dying is the culture war has done serious damage to Hollywood? Everyone seems to hate Hollywood and thinks they're all evil in COVID and how expensive things are. Do you think the culture war has become out of control? Yes, the culture war is a factor, in my opinion, but ultimately the quality needs to be better. It's not dumpster fire quality, but part of where, like James Gunn says, a finished script before you start filming these big IP universe movies. And then I agree that everyone should be able to stress their opinions on social media, and you should remove the art from the art. Callie, you're messing me up. Callie, come here. And you should remove the art from the artists, but let's be honest, consumers don't do that, and they do boycott stuff over the dumbest stuff. But like Ryan Coogler's productions, and what did Michael B. Jordan say that Denzel Washington said? Don't be on social media too much. Don't give your stuff for free. Make people want to go see it. And that's excellent advice. And I mean, I don't want to censor people in the industry, but the way they act on the press store does affect the bottom line. It just does. Not to me. I will see it regardless of your horrible takes and opinions. If Gina Carano came back to The Mandalorian, I would go see the movie. I don't care. I don't like what she said, but I would still go support the movie because I actually removed the art from the artist. There's very few that do that. Does anyone else have a point on CJH's question here?
No, not really.
Okay. Let me see. Alien and Predator is back. Let's talk about. Oh, I already covered that one. We'll do a couple more CGH and a couple Jacob. If Savage Hulk returns, do you think that makes Wolverine versus Hulk more of a possibility? Why is it? Oh my god! I would love to see Wolverine versus Hulk.
Yeah, but like that's like
Gina now is her whole career is convention and nostalgia.
Yeah, it's
where
pretty
she used to be in Star Wars, and that I would still say hi to her. No, she was like, remember when I was in Star Wars? That's her career now.
Pepperidge Farm remembers, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't think it makes Savage Hulk more of a possibility. I don't. I think they're probably going to do it regardless. I don't think it change. I don't think Savage Hulk appearing makes one thing more likely or not. Anyone else want to comment on that? Nah. Excellent. Okay. Toy Story 5 news. The villain is a tablet. Thoughts? I did not know that before this question. I understand why they do that. That's kind of like the
think about it. Like, if you think about
technology versus the toys,
but I think it's also stupid at the same point.
If you think about it,
how is
it
stupid?
Kids don't play with toys no more. They play with their dumbass tablets.
That's the excuses that the toy industry gave when they didn't make quality products and when Toys R Us went out of business. I was there when I used to go to Toys R Us every week.
You don't have a Toys R Us open? I have one open.
But that, the excuses are why the toy industry is struggling now and why Toys R Us went out of business. If you would make a better product, people wouldn't be so attached to it. Yeah, the phone is a factor for sure. But you still make great toys that inspire imaginations, that kids learn from and can have fun with. And then the toy stores wouldn't be out of business. I really believe that. They needed better product. The quality slid in excuses and oversaturation of junk, of stuff that's not well articulated, lacking features, and ultimately, instead of embracing constructive criticism of your product, overcharging your cash cow consumers, and gouging existing consumers instead of trying to wrangle in new ones is what hurts every industry. Because once products start sliding, the industry go-to is let's just get more money out of our existing customers instead of making the experience better to get new customers. And that's a big mistake. That's exactly why Zaslav and Warner Brothers and why he asked for a raise. You know why Zaslav got more money? Because he limited
garbage.
No. Let me finish. Because he took away features from the streaming to save money and license them out to other streamers instead of making the HBO Max even better value. And that's what the industry has accepted. They get rid of stuff. They remove things from their streaming services instead of making the value really good to the consumer. They're just nickeling, diming their existing customers, and that's a mistake. Is another mistake.
Oh, no, I agree. Mac, I think
so the tablet didn't kill toys. The tablet did not kill the toy industry.
Yeah, well, to piggyback on your Zaslav thing, how he takes off like Cartoon Network stuff.
Yeah,
and then a lot of people are, like to ball gobble Zaslav for saying it's the greatest thing he ever done, man.
Well, that's a way these industries start get profitability back, is taking away stuff, features, and options to the consumer, and start offering like a la carte. This is even what airlines do. Airlines start making you charge for everything lately, for every single thing. That's not a benefit to the consumer. All right. Anyone else thoughts on that? And we'll get to some Jacob McKenzie. Thoughts on Dean Fleischer camp on a potential Lilo and Stitch sequel? Also rest in peace to one of the unfortunately I found out just passed one of the
his sister announced on Facebook. Rest in peace.
If it was the right idea, I wouldn't just do it because there's a new market demand for it, but I also really like the idea of doing an animated spinoff as an episodic or limited series. Okay.
That would be interesting, I guess.
I agree with that because it was actually started as a Disney Plus.
Well, I mean, if you do a sequel, are they going to copy the straight to DVD sequel?
Well, I think they should.
Like, are they going to copy that? So, I mean, we're probably going to get more of the live action Lion King movie as well. They're going to do those straight to DVD.
I think that with Lilo and Stitch, they're going to pull from the sequel and the TV show.
Oh, yeah, the TV show was amazing.
Here's the thing. I think the creator of the live action remake, if they get him back, they don't need to get him back, honestly. If they get him back, he might pitch it as a limited series, and then Disney, because they've had extreme success lately in making their things that were developed first for Disney Plus in the theater, like Moana 2 and Lilo and Stitch, they're going to force the director to go to a theatrical release. I think they're going to, no matter what the intention is of the creator that does the next lead, because they're going to continue this because it made so much money. They're going to force a theatrical, even if that's not the intended vision of the creative.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Thoughts on Dakota Johnson reveals she received a voice note of support from Sandra Bullock.
That's funny.
After she won a Razzie for Worst Actress for Madam Web.
That's funny.
First off, I like Dakota Johnson, and I really like. Sandra Bullock.
She's funny, bro. Every interview I see of her, she's funny as hell.
Well, Sandra Bullock also is America's sweetheart, just like Voltaire says.
Yeah. She has a movie with Keanu coming out, I believe, next year. So
yeah, that's a great thing that Sandra Bullock. I think Sandra Bullock's a team player for the whole industry, just like Tom Cruise. It's great that she called her when she won a Razzie.
Yeah.
I recently exchanged texts. Well, I got a voice note from Sandra Bullock because I want a voice note from Sandra Bullock because I don't know if you know, but I won the Razzie for Worst Actress. There's a lot of good people who have won that, but Sandra sent me a voice note saying, I heard you were in the Razzie Club and we should have brunch. We should have a monthly brunch. That's just another reason to love Sandra Bullock. What do you think about that, RJ? Just seeing if he's fallen asleep or
just don't let Joe see that.
That's awesome that Sandra Bullock gave Dakota Johnson a voicemail saying you're part of the Razzie Club. Let's go to lunch or brunch.
Yeah, that's dope.
Madam Web is an atrocity to cinema. Cancel Madam Web.
Should we bring back not exactly the fandom awards, but the Razzie Awards for worst takes? You could nominate me for my
why? You just put on the award.
No, let's not do that.
I would win. I would love to win that award if you want anyone.
Yeah, you can't give yourself an award for having
but you just said I would win. I don't have to nominate me. You would nominate me, and then I would win. I would sweep. I would love to sweep the Razzies of hot takes. I would love it.
Sweep the Razzies of hot takes.
Yes, I absolutely.
What?
I could win something. Thoughts on James Gunn says Superman will have a post-credit scene. I have a philosophy. I love James Gunn, but when he does the James Gunning and he tries to say he does something different from the end, he's like, my post-credit sequence are meaningful. I have a philosophy of post-credit scene. It's somewhat related to my own mistakes in my time with Marvel. Okay. All right. It's better when Gunn does it. And I love James Gunn, and I like what he said in this episode, but he does do that. Like when I do it, it's not cameo corn. It's supporting characters. Okay.
But you shit on James Gunn.
Nah.
You will hate this film day one. You will be like, Snyder should have stayed.
No. Honestly, can I be honest about my James Gunn Superman review? I'm going to see it the 7th. I have the tickets for me and my wife. I have a whole day planned out for me and my wife.
Oh, forever.
If I don't, I am going to film out of the theater reaction potentially in my car. I don't know if I want to do it in the theater because it's going to be pretty busy. I don't want to ruin.
Sure, you could spoil the movie.
No, some of those movie people, they say it in the right outside the theater. I'm like, you don't want to spoil anything for anyone walking into the theater, So I might do it in my car, and if I don't like it, it's going to crush me, and then I have a really hard time doing a review when I don't like a movie. I just sometimes don't even do the review.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one or two more and then call it a night. I think I covered this one on about Sydney Sweeney's boobs and butt for Christy Martin biopic. I think I did that last time. Thoughts on Eric Kripke says he's terrified about making sure the boys series finale is good. You can count in one. I love this quote. One, maybe two hands. The truly great series finale. The graveyard is literally, and I have a reason why this happens. The graveyard is literally filled with terrible series finales. You could have the greatest show for years, but if you stiff that ending, and that's what's sending everyone out of the parking lot, they go, oh, maybe that show wasn't so good. And I have a reason why this happens and someone to blame. One of the culprits.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones. The last season was
No,
dog shit.
no.
That was
J.J. Abrams, and the industry that supported J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah, J.J. too.
And what happens with a lot of TV shows once they're successful and they go to 2 or 3 seasons, and then they start going 4 and 5. What happens a lot of times is the showrunners get big bank from the studios to go develop a new project, and they hand it off to a second crew, second writers, second showrunners, and that's where the quality slides. And then the quality gets worse. And then what does the industry do? They cut costs for the 4th and final seasons. 4th, 5th final seasons. This is an industry problem. And J.J. Abrams has perfected this part of not finishing anything and moving on. And it's bullshit. And that's why all these shows suffer and everything goes unfinished. All these shows could be an evergreen product, selling physical media, licensing. If there's a complete story that's good, that's well done, and has a finale, you could sell that show to streamers and have syndication, all kinds of profitable things on the back end. But Hollywood abandons things most of the time. When stuff starts to profits start to slide, they just move on. And the industry rewarded J.J. Abrams by starting lots of stuff. The only time he came back was Rise of Skywalker because he got a big payday and they dragged his ass back. He didn't want to come back. He starts stuff and doesn't finish. And that's the majority of industry stuff. And that's why most finales aren't good, is because a lot of the times it's not finished by the people that started it. And even when it is, there's varying results, honestly. But anyone thoughts on the reason why most finales stink? That's my opinion.
Yeah, like Lost, J.J. Abrams.
He started and left.
Yeah, started and left. Yeah, like that shit is annoying, bro. You have to have
because you get more money.
If you're gonna have a good season finale, have the original creator come back and have him set his ass down and lock him up in a room and write each character a good, happy ending. I don't need to see another director doing somebody else's work for no reason.
The industry started the problem, Anthony, by rewarding people like JJ for having a development crew start all these projects and move on and give them more money to go start something else, and then handing it off. That JJ mystery box. Let me create all this stuff, and that's where that came from. Okay, we'll do one more CGH, then we'll call it a night. Is everyone still awake? Blue Jay, Anthony,
I'm awake.
RJ, are you still there? What are you playing? Here we go. Let's get this one. No. Now, if I read this, Axel, don't go off on CGH about Snyder stuff, okay? I want to give this a good discussion before we end. Snyder Cut ruined movie talk. Now everyone is obsessed with director's visions. Oh boy, what a big thing to be obsessed with. I said, RJ just left on that. I said, even if Rian Johnson had a director's cut of Last Jedi that he wanted out there, I would support it. What a horrible thing, CGH, to be wanting directors to have their visions released to their audience for intended purposes. I think that's a great thing, and I would want all directors to get that opportunity. Okay, so let's read the rest of this. Ignoring years and years of movies where studio interference saved movies that we all loved. There are examples where executives have made the right decisions. In my opinion, the majority of decisions executives made in these big universes were the wrong decisions.
Like Kathy did for.
So you could cherry pick either way. CGH, where executives saved a movie. Like, for one, the Batman. I know the Batman, they said they actually made Matt Reeves do a few action sequences, and I think that probably improved the Batman.
And you know what I actually did, which movie was improved by studio interference? Toy Story.
Okay. That's fair. You could cherry pick and find few examples, in my opinion. Few examples. But saying add a little bit more action is completely different than taking over a director's project, locking them out of the editing, and hiring a different director and reshooting half the film. Is very different than let's add some more action. There's a big difference and nuance there. There's a big difference between add some more humor, add some more action, than locking the director out of the finalizing and editing the film and release and promotion. And I want that stated because a lot of people with this argument, like you, CGH, in the Perp Boys, there's sometimes that the executives make right decisions, but there's a big difference between taking over the project and saying we need some more humor, we need some more action. It has to be faster paced, or the timing or the length, the runtime has to come down. Big difference between that and shutting out a film. Who here agrees with that? Anyone? Blue Jay,
Yep,
Anthony, Axel, RJ? Big difference. But that was, I say, remove the copyright laws and give them big budget fan films. So my question would be, what movie would have an expensive fan film? Is if you can make fan films now.
Yeah.
For most things. You just can't release them all on YouTube. You have to find interesting ways to release them and not make money off of them.
But fan films are very hard to make. They got to take a lot of commitment.
Okay. A Jeb Bush moment. What?
I don't even know who that is.
Not important. Anyone has final comments before I end the stream? Blue Jay, RJ, Axel, Anthony?
Not much.
Yeah, take light. Take it easy. Call your mother.
Yeah, call your mother. Call your father. Father's Day just passed. I hope everyone had a nice Father's Day. RJ seemed to have a decent one. I think he was watching. Did you say Indiana Jones? A lot of people love that movie for Father's Day.
Yeah, we made dinner. We watched Last Crusade together.
Would you mind saying what you had for dinner? What was the Father's Day meal? Do you remember?
We got a chicken.
Ooh, chicken. I love chicken.
Yeah, it's good.
Axel, how's it going in Australia?
It's very cold at the moment. It's a bit.
Oh man, I don't even want to cover this. I'm not even.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, shit. I forgot to change
that. We're not bringing that up. We're not bringing that up now.
Yeah.
What?
He had Jared Leto.
Well, we can talk about Jared Leto.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
No, I had to put Jared Leto as Ken from both of
I hope there's no. I will just say this. I hope that it's not true because I don't want to be the victims. And then I really hope, because there's a lot of people that work on these movies, that movies aren't tanked like He-Man and Tron by one person's actions, because that could be very bad for both productions.
Dead on arrival. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so. But ultimately, people are innocent until proven guilty too. So please keep that in mind. And that's all I got to say. Actually, I just covered it in under 60 seconds. Woo! Woo! All right. Have a good one, everyone. I will see you next time. Thanks, RJ, Axel, Blue Jay, Anthony.
See ya.